Okay, Sam, sit. Sit. So I asked if Sam nudges or scratches at his guardians to demand attention. And it's hard to get you in the shot, buddy. This is kind of, we're zoomed in. And the answer was no. But at the same time, Sam gets a lot of affection from one of his guardians. Sometimes if a dog gets so much attention and affection, they don't have to even demand it because they're getting it all the time. Now, if he's unbalanced, if he's excited, you pet him and say it's, or like, somebody comes in, you're like, it's okay. This is a good person. We like this guy. We invited him to our house. He's allowed to be here. Don't hump him.
No, I don't. No, I'm usually yelling.
Okay. Well, yelling, good attention and bad attention in dogs is there's not a huge difference.
Yeah.
So that's validating for him. So now Bohdi, on the other hand, does like to come over and nudge you guys and scratch at you for attention. Now, I consider petting a dog our way of paying the dog or compensating them. So just like us, sometimes we go to job. No, my job is different. I love pretty much every part of my job. But usually you have something you have to do at work that you don't particularly care for. And you do it because you get paid to do it. So if you didn't have that element, or well, I guess let me put it this way. For dogs, if they get up and nudge us and tell us it's time for you to pet me and we pet them, we're reinforcing that you are the boss of me. You get to tell me what to do. Now, we also have dogs that really only have two and a half rules in their life in terms of structure. So that can give the dog the wrong impression. That's almost like the perfect storm. So imagine what kind of an employee you would be if your boss says, from now on, you have no supervision. You are your complete boss. You make all your own rules and there's no consequences. And I'm forgetful, so tell me whenever it's time for you to pay me or me to pay you. You're going to be a horrible staffer under those parameters. So right now, he probably is getting petted to such an extent that he doesn't have to ask for it.
I mean, we patted on the head a lot, and I don't.
It might be more of a situation more for Bohdi in terms of the demanding. So which is good for you guys, but he's still very demanding and dominating towards guests. Yeah. So he's, when he's humping me, he's like, hey, pay attention to me. When he's jumping up on me, he's like, hey, pay attention to me. I mean, you're not paying enough attention to me, so I'm jumping up on you. And when he's jumping, he's got some mass to him, and he's not jumping light. Even a dog with big mass can jump up and touch you. He's punching with he's doing. He's trying to put it with some force. He's sending a message. So what I do is instead of petting a dog for no reason, I ask them to do something for me first. Sit or lie down. Sitting and lying down are more subordinate positions for dogs. So if we simply ask them to sit or take a seat before we pet them, and then immediately pet them afterwards, and then provide that affection, we reinforce that sitting or lying down is a nice way to ask for attention from humans. So once they get in the habit of doing that with you, then Sam will eventually get in the habit of doing it with other people as well. Now we might incorporate treats and some other things as a modifier to help him, but I'll show you right here. So I've got one treat in my hand. I like to keep my hand flat like this. Sit. When a dog is proud about what it's done, its nose is parallel to the ground or tilted upward. You've probably seen one of your dogs with a bone or a toy and walking around the house feeling really good about themselves. No, I know where you're going to go. Okay, we'll talk about the pawing as well. So I'm taking a more commanding position by standing up. Now I don't do it like I mentioned earlier. I don't like doing a lot of leash corrections, but he's not getting the message. Oh, that's a good little thing to know. All right, so whenever I want to pet him from now on, I'm going to ask you guys to, instead of petting him just because he looks good, to ask him to sit or lie down. If he's already sitting, ask him to move over an inch or two and sit there or lie down. Sam?
We're convinced
Sit.
he has the strongest neck on the planet because the leash corrections just seem to be...
Yeah, I mean, I always like to use positive reinforcement. And on a walk, that's completely different. Sam? It's when I want to give you the treat, not you can't take it. Sit. Now I scratch him under his chin because I want to facilitate what I mentioned earlier, that positive association. We want him to feel good about himself. So if you stop petting him for no purpose and then ask him to always sit or lie down, after a while that's his way of, instead of humping people or pawing at them, he'll come and sit in front of them. Now anytime he puts his paw on your arm, it's a domination thing. He's trying to control. The consequence of that should be immediately stop petting. Sit. Now, at the same second that we give him the affection, or the treat, we should say the command word to mark it so that he understands sit, sit. So I don't have to always give him a treat, but if I do have a treat in my hand, and I ask him to sit, sit. And the same second that he's eating it, I tickle him under his chin. After a while, just like Pavlov's dog, the tickle under the chin becomes analogous to the treat. So after a while, then the dog will start sitting down and saying, this is my way of politely asking people for attention. Now with Bohdi, because Bohdi demands it, I give him a counter order. Every time that he does that, he says, pet me by nudging you, tell him to sit, and then as soon as he sits, then we can pay him. So the lesson is, if you tell the human what to do, nothing happens. The humans tell you what to do and you do it, there's a benefit. After a while, he'll start to adopt that. Now, when both dogs adopt this, they're going to start coming in front of you and sitting in front of you, looking really proud with their chin up, and chest out. We want to make sure that we're petting them. Otherwise, they will revert and regress back to trying to jump up and dominate or nudging. Petting with a purpose is probably the easiest thing that you can do that will have the biggest return on your investment for your time. After a while, you won't even think about it. Bohdi, you just kind of go like this. Bohdi. And then I would give him a treat and say sit. All right, that's petting with a purpose. You need it big time, buddy.